Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek, the only YouTube channel that's filmed at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. I'm honored to say that. And welcome to the show this wonderful, wonderful day. And today you've got questions and we've got answers. But before we get started, I just want to mention real quick, we do have a couple of little support areas. One of which is if at the end of a video you see the little Abraham Lincoln icon, you click on it. We have the Environmental Damage Gang and the Questionable Color Crew. Questionable Color Crew, it's $1 less. I put out maybe an extra video a month. And then on the Environmental Damage, you get 4 or 5 extra videos. But really, it's like $4 or $5. It's almost just like a hat tip, like, hey, thanks for doing what you're doing. Keep it up. And also, we have fun. So let's have fun. Let's get to the questions and the answers, folks, as fast as we can. Ben, what does Breen mean on the old annex soapbox holders? Are they rare? Okay. So Walter Breen is one of the best known numismatic researchers that we've had on American coins. He's written many books, you know, and it's funny because it almost feels a little bit like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory-esque when you look at the whimsical drawing here. Here's Breen's book on the Encyclopedia of Half Cents, 1793 to 1857. The reference that he was using exactly is Walter Breen's Encyclopedia of U.S. Coins, which I have a copy of, but has mysteriously vanished since I needed it for this video. Walter Breen's Encyclopedia of United States and Colonial Proof Coins, 1722 to 1977. That's when the world ended. 77, and he co-authored with Anthony Switek one of my favorite books, the Silver and Gold Commemorative Coins. This book is fun, just fun. Anyway, that is what it means when you see it on an old soapbox holder. Breen, the B-R-E-E-N. He was an author, and lots of his information is still being used today. All right, thank you for the question. Let's go. I should probably, you know, give props there to JDF8177. Thank you. All right, here we go. Spicy Boy says, Morgan toners, have you cracked any out? A lot of traffic says they're getting upgraded, going from 65 to 66. So if you watch some of the crackout videos you do, one of the things that you should notice is that crackouts are not often successful to start with. In the toner market, it's really tough because I see a lot of stuff coming back, questionable color or artificially toned, and we're not having a lot of luck with that type of stuff. I'm very unlikely to crack out a toner just to get it upgraded. Usually what I'm looking at is I actually want to see something that has a real nice eye appeal that I think will actually upgrade. And not all the time. I mean, occasionally we do stuff just because. I mean, the coin might only go from, you know, 30 to 40 bucks, and it's not really worth doing, you know, financially speaking. But I don't know how money works. So for the average individual, though, you know, there is usually I recommend you want to have a really big jump in price before you try something. But also the coin has to merit it. The coin has to have the quality that's there. But I've had coins that were called artificial toning or questionable color, really. Questionable color that went from a straight graded holder to a questionable color back to a straight graded holder again. That's a thing that can happen. So I would say that I don't really traffic in toners much, and I haven't cracked too many of them out. I do have a certain penny that I paid an astronomically stupid amount of money for that I'm probably going to go ahead and try some different grading houses. It's in an annex holder, and we will... This is just for your entertainment, folks. Don't try this at home. In fact, I actually don't recommend people do much in the way of certification. If you collect coins, just buy coins that are already certified. All right. If I have them in a PCGS 65 holder, is it better to crack them out in hopes to getting a 66 or leave them and ask for the upgrade? So the secondary thought here is that do you crack coins out and send them in, or send them in the holder and then try to get the upgrade? If you're going to send them in, there's two different philosophies. Cracking them out, of course, you do not prejudice the jury, so to speak, but also you risk it going down in grade, which also happens. And once again, it's all about the merits of the coin. So in your situation, I would leave them alone and not mess with it. But also, if you were going to do anything, I would first send it in the holder and just ask. They have a review that you can do and go in and try to get it upgraded. All right. I've got a question, Tundra Plugger. Why can't the grading companies put the actual number grade on a holder even if it looks cleaned? Are they planning on losing money on 2 numbers worth of ink that wouldn't go on the labels? It's all about saving that little bit. See guys, if you take that penny like in the tip jar and you're just rounding off fractions of a cent, that's all we're doing here. We're just rounding off fractions of a cent, but a lot of them. And then it comes up and it turns into real money. All right. So actually Annex, as some of you already answered, Annex does put numeric grades on clean coins. At least they used to. I don't know the time frame on that. What I'm more familiar with is the fact that on currency and on ancient coins, both, you will see grading and you will see annotations of what's going on there. So one of the things that's interesting that I've seen like from CAC Grading is that they're creating new labels. In other words, not new label, but that 2 cents worth of ink or whatever, they're writing new things on there that you don't see on PCGS or NGC labels, which I appreciate. So on like PMG paper money grading, a note may say fine 20, or it may say apparent fine 20. And then on the back of the label, the back of the paper on the label, it'll say something like pinholes or repaired or whatever. Same thing with NGC Ancients, where you'll see the grade and then you'll see a 4 out of 5, 5 out of 5, and then it'll say something like, graffiti. It'll actually mention also what's going on there. So we have a grade suggestion, opinion, and we have the annotation of what's going on in the coin, which I consider to be nice. I mean, the reality is I would like to have a grading system where they actually very accurately describe either the type of cleaning or the severity of the cleaning or something like that. The more that they can tell you, the better. So when NGC or PCGS just says cleaned, obviously sometimes a coin has just been cleaned, but there's other times you get a coin in, and when I say obviously cleaned, I mean like both sides. Sometimes they'll say something like obverse cleaned or reverse cleaned, and I appreciate that because then on a coin that looks really good, you can kind of see. I would still rather they said something like hairline 6 o'clock, dateline, but they should be able to tell you a little bit more on a coin that it looks nice, but there are small things that are wrong. There is room on those labels, in my opinion, to go ahead and put what's wrong on the coin. Ben, I have 2 1878 versus 79 in Star Holders. I was shocked to see that NGC has only graded 25 in total Star Holders. Research always pays off. Well, this is good news for you. And in research always pays off. This is, what is that, BL7121, R2D2. So when you look at a coin and you look to the pop report, sometimes you find out little tidbits of information that are useful for you. We have fun trying to get stars on coins once in a while, which is a designation that NGC puts out for eye appeal, but also oftentimes specifically for a coin that is proof-like on one side and not the other. This is they just put a star in it when they like it, and when you look to the pop report, sometimes you find out that there's only 25 for that date with a star. So that's really cool. Good on you, mate. All right, here we go. All right. I don't know what that says. Fatless Media, 1376. I'm sorry, I'm from Tucson, so when I see LOS, the accent comes out. NTC coins are slept on. I have had some great luck with NTC coins, even sent in a few to CAC, including a 1945 D 10 cent in MS64 full band CAC. That was such an exceptional coin from the NTC holder. So this was on a video where I cracked out a coin in an NTC holder, and it ended up being a real nice coin. Now, As I recall, it actually downgraded a grade, but also was still a very nice coin. So, you know, the thing that you will hear people say is buy the coin, not the holder, which, you know, generally speaking, some people do and a lot of people don't. And there's two different things that work here, because there's the marketplace, which says we really prefer brand A and B and C over all these other guys, right? And so I'm going to stop doing sports analogies, you know, because I just get in trouble with those. But basically, you have the preferred brands, and then you have everything else. And some guys completely ignore the everything else. The lesson here is that the everything else department has a lot of coins in them, and some of those coins are actually really nice. The key on everything is always buying it at the price that it's worth kind of in the marketplace for what the coin is. And so the opposite can be true on those brands A, B, and C, which is to say you'll have a coin that has a solid grade on it, but you look at the coin and you don't like it. And if you don't like it for the grade, there's a good chance that other guys are also going to not like it for the grade. And so that's what the saying buy the coin, not the holder is. Now, at the end of the day, grades don't matter on coins, just prices do, right? So if you have a coin that you think is overgraded at whatever, MS65, but you can buy it at the MS64 price, and you like the coin as an MS64, you paid a fair price for it, it doesn't matter. Same thing with the overgraded coins that are in strange holders. Maybe it says MS66, but you know all day the coin's only an MS64, but its price is an MS64, great. Buy it as an MS64, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I think one of the things that we really have gotten onto as a community is, and this is not all of us, but in general, I think some of the market disparity that you run into is because of the registry sets. So I truly believe that especially when you look at just certain parts of the market, you will see a lot more demand for a certain holder than another at a certain grade. And I think that has to do with there's a small number of people that are competing only for that holder. You know, but I like to say just don't discriminate on the holders. If you're not doing registry sets, look at the oddball holders. If once you become comfortable with your own coin grading and you've trained your eye to spot things that are problematic and find nice coins, absolutely look at the NTCs of the world, the old PCI holders. Obviously, there's Annex, who's kind of the in-between, middle of the row brother, you know. And so, but I've found plenty of wonderful coins in Annex holders, and there are people who collect only NGC or PCGS or CAC, and they won't even look at the Annex coins, you know. But just depends on what you're doing with your collection. So if you plan on cracking coins out of holders anyways to put them in albums, what does it really matter as long as you've got a coin that you like? All right. William Goff says, "Hi Ben, I would like to hear your opinion on the grading of a 1995W ASE. I have one at PCGS right now, 3 months and still waiting." This is like, guys, this is what it must be like when you're waiting for someone to pop the question. It's like really, guys, 3 months? Come on, my biological clock is ticking here. I need my coins back. "I feel certain that they will not grade at Proof 70 because they do not want any more to be in that grade. What are your thoughts?" Blank mind. All right, give me half a second. All right, so for those of you who don't know, the American Silver Eagles have a couple of different coins. They have one coin in particular that is considered the creme de la creme, and that is going to be the 1995 W, which they made 30,125 pieces. And this is, I'm going to look at the red book here first real quick. I wanted to get the mintage. And then in Proof 69, and here it shows 4,500, and in Proof 70 it shows 16,000. And the gray sheet probably has some other silly numbers on it. Let me see here. We have price points on here of, boy, it sure is odd that it is not showing It literally isn't showing the 95W. That's different. That's odd. Okay. Oh. So, ladies and gentlemen, the 95W is a proof coin, and when you look in the uncirculated column, you won't find it. I'm glad that we do this Q&A session so I can set it straight for y'all. So, the original holder, they're showing 2,800, proof 69, 2,700, so less in a holder, and a proof 70, 13,000. So, and then they actually show a disparity between NGC and PCGS, so which has to do with the registry sets once again. So the question about whether or not, so we did a video about grade protection, which is to say, will you stop grading a coin based on its merits and just say, you're not getting any more 70s in here, we're not going to change the population on these coins. You know, and so I think the main question is whether or not there's grade protection going on here. This is one of those areas where I feel like the times that I've gotten proof 70s on coins where it made a big difference on a proof 70 was times when it was a coin that nobody really knew much about. So they were varieties. So you just send it in and it gets graded on its merit without anyone thinking about grade protection. So I'm thinking of some of these like sub-varieties, cherry picker varieties on coins from the 90s out of proof sets. And those are the times when we've been able to do that. I've never seen a 95W come back a 70 that we've sent in for customers over the last 3 decades. And I don't think that we will. Whether it's on the merits or not, I don't know. Now this is a secondary question that was not asked, but since this is an opinion-based show, let me just say that the 95W is, for me, one of the most overpriced coins in the world. But anyways, that's just for me. But it doesn't matter what I think because it's what the market thinks, right? So as long as there's enough people to take a coin with 30,000 minted and prop it up to the level that it's been at, you know, versus modern like half-ounce gold coins that the US put out with mintages of 2,000 or 3,000 and the price point's lower on those coins, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? But it's all about collecting what you want, and there's no one right way to collect. So just enjoy what you collect. In the meantime, everyone have a beautiful week. Have a nice Sunday, and we'll talk to you again soon. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.